Hey, friend. So good to see you. Welcome back to QALM. It's Carla Carrasco. And today I am coming to you from my own lanai. I did a nice deep clean of it this past weekend. So it feels really good to be out here and in the fresh air. So, yay. And before we start today's topic, I wanted to share a little bit on the subconscious and how the subconscious works when we ask it intuitive questions in order to retrieve information. And I'm part of the belief that we have access to all information, either about ourselves, within ourselves, outside of ourselves, at any given time. And our job is to create the right environment in order to receive those messages. And our subconscious mind is a place that holds information, not only just about ourselves, but about our experiences. And the way we can access the subconscious mind is by getting into a nice and relaxed state. And one of the ways that I have noticed that is one of the quickest ways to get into a relaxed state is by connecting with the breath. And that is our one tool, the one tool we have at our disposal at any given time. So by creating the breath to be longer and slower, possibly even creating some holds in the breath pattern, but really it's a longer inhale and an even longer exhale. It'll begin to calm and balance our nervous systems. And this will create the conditions to be more relaxed in order to be receptive to this state of awareness. So when we're in this state, we can ask questions and get answers. And the way we receive information that I've noticed is through these different senses and abilities. The three top ones, there's more, but the three main ones I notice that people, including myself, receive information is we either see it in our mind, we see something, or we hear. It's like the conversation in our mind. So we see, hear, or we physically feel it. We'll have a sensation that goes on in our physical body, and that is a way of receiving information. So it's often with the subconscious, it'll either be super direct or a little bit vague. But even when it's vague, it's giving you all the clues that you need in order to receive the information. So people will often either see or hear, or maybe at the same time see and hear. That's what often happens to me. A word or a phrase, um, or you'll feel a physical sensation, like perhaps like a tensing of the body, or maybe a sharp pain somewhere, or a tingling, or you might even notice a temperature change, like getting really hot or really cold, goosebumps, or in Hawaii, as they call it, chicken skin. Anything really, any physical sensation is also a way that the subconscious can begin its communication. Um, Other ways too, it can give you an image, right? It can give you a picture of something, a scene, a memory, or even it can be like a colors, shapes, and even what feels like nothing. I get that answer a lot. Like, I don't feel anything or see anything, or, or I'm just blank. And so we go into that because nothing is an answer as well. And sometimes the way people describe nothing is that it's like pitch black or the word blank, or maybe it's just one solid color, or they're seeing patterns or something. And so we weren't taught how to access the subconscious. So that's part of either doing these meditations or doing a calm distance session with me is I just help you learn how to access that. And it's amazing. We have this inner intelligence that's so super intelligent. And what we get to do is begin to trust it. And so when something doesn't quite make sense, because often the subconscious will just throw at you like a word or a picture or like the nothing, right? And what we do is we make sense of it with these intuitive questions. And the key to remember is that even when it feels like nothing, like I'm getting nothing, this isn't working, right? Like, as that happens often, we doubt ourselves or we don't understand. Sometimes we don't get it. It's like, I don't understand. But nothing can be the doorway to something. And that occurred in this past week where nothing became the doorway for forgiveness to appear, which is today's topic. So I love the topic of forgiveness. It's one of those that I believe is also very misunderstood. Um, when people hear the word forgiveness, some of the what I would call misinterpretations are that if I forgive, then that means what happened was okay. Or if I were to forgive, I should just forget about whatever occurred or just let it go, which is this such an interesting, that's a whole other topic, letting go. It's we use it a lot, but we don't even like, what does that even mean? So, or how would I do that? So that's a topic for another day, but it also goes along with this topic of forgiveness. Um, Another misconception is that I need to reconcile with that person or the situation as if I should let them back in, or reconnect with them in some kind of way. Um, Maybe because they deserve another chance or whatever it is. And I personally don't see forgiveness like that. I My relationship is that I see forgiveness as a way of shifting what I've been carrying. And it's less about that other person or that other situation, and it's more about that weight. Because usually when we're talking about forgiveness, it's a challenge situation that has occurred, right? Like something where we experienced a big feeling, and the big feelings are often grief, rage, sadness, all the betrayal, like these things where it's like, that's usually guilt, shame, all those ones. Those are the ones that typically go along with this frequency of forgiveness. And one part of forgiveness, it doesn't necessarily change the past, but it can shift, which is a change, the way we are, how that past is living in our present day to day situation. And well, forgiveness is definitely something we cannot force. And in fact, when you try to force forgiveness, it creates resistance because you can't trick yourself. You can't just pretend like, oh, I forgive. And it doesn't work like that because your higher intelligent self truly does want you to experience peace, and love. And so you can't just think it in order for it to come about. And one way you can tell if you've truly embraced the energy of forgiveness is by tuning in. And if you hold any negativity at all with your words, with your thoughts, with your actions, any challenged feelings towards yourself, another person, a situation, well, then you know you truly have not forgiven. So I want to read a little piece by James Van Prague. He's one I have mentioned on here. He has this lovely oracle deck called The Power of Love, and what he writes about forgiveness. So he says, forgiveness is the cornerstone of love. To be fully aligned with the power of love requires complete forgiveness of the self and others. You may find this hard to accomplish because you're letting your ego be in the driver's seat. When you can't forgive, it's the ego holding on to past hurts and the feeling of not being in control. Forgiveness will remove old blockages and causes of emotional distress, allowing love energy to work through you. By forgiving, you're not excusing or condoning a particular behavior. Instead, you're willing to understand the lesson being presented. You're not necessarily obligated to reconcile. You can forgive and choose not to involve yourself with that particular situation again. The saying, forgive and forget, is a misnomer, for you should never forget a lesson. Bless the experience, but always remember what you learned from it. When you forgive, you open yourself up to the positive and loving experiences that this universe wants to bestow upon you. Now there is room for them in the space formerly taken up by babysitting those horrible toxic feelings. So I appreciate that, saying that those words from James Van Prague. Once we forgive, we make space. And when we make space for more love, our world is a more peaceful and more free place. So, but also with that, some situations may seem like it's an impossible task to forgive. And so today's practice will play with this willingness to become open to the possibility of true forgiveness. And we're going to do this with a downloaded, channeled phrase that came through in a session this past week, where, as I've mentioned before, at times when we're doing sessions, information that comes through is definitely for the individual who is receiving the session, but also at times the message is, or a phrase of some kind, is so much bigger that it's actually also for the collective. And so this phrase came through and it just felt, I don't even know, it felt in alignment. And the phrase is, I don't know how or when, but I will forgive. And it takes the uncertainty, it takes the where I'm at right now. You know, if I don't know how this is going to happen, I'm feeling some really big feelings, and it makes it a possibility in the field. And it softens the body, It softens the mind and it softens the heart to be able to be available to soften these edges. So, with that, let's get into our comfortable position, whichever one you choose for today. Sitting back, laying down, connecting with that surface beneath you. Maybe you need, if you're laying down, a pillow underneath your legs or underneath your neck. If you're sitting or reclined, maybe propping yourself up so that you don't have to use any of your energy to hold yourself. Completely surrendering to this surface beneath you, trusting that it'll hold and support you. Tuning into your breath, allowing your inhales and your exhales to become longer, slower, and deeper. Perhaps bringing attention to the air coming in on the inhale and noticing where you feel it. Do you feel it when it first enters the nose or in the mouth, at that back of the throat? Creating some body awareness and releasing any tension that's coming to mind. Perhaps by simply just telling that area of the body to relax, or moving and adjusting that body part so that it can relax. Connecting with the breath again. We'll go into our first breath pattern of a 4-7-8, where we will inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and exhale for 8 before we repeat the pattern. So to prepare, let's take a nice deep inhale in and exhaling completely. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Release the count, allowing your own breath to turn back on. And I'm going to make a statement to your higher self. And you just trust what begins to show up. So taking a deep inhale in and exhaling completely. Higher self, show or tell me one situation I can begin to forgive. And if more than one situation comes up, allow just one to come forward for today. I'm going to make another statement to the higher self. And again, you're going to trust what immediately flashes into the mind. So to prepare, let's take another nice deep inhale in and exhaling completely. On a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is no emotional charge and 10 is the max. Show or tell me how charged the situation feels right now. And this is a quick one. So just trust the first answer, the first number that pops into the awareness. Sometimes the mind will want to show you 2. So just focus in on which one is more charged in the awareness. And now let's tune into the physical body. And I'll make another statement. And again, like with all of these questions or statements, we trust what immediately comes into our awareness because that's how the subconscious works. So to prepare, let's take a nice deep inhale in and exhaling completely. Higher self, show or tell me where this situation lives in my body. Remember, you will hear, see, or feel the answer. If you don't get a direct answer, notice where you feel a physical sensation in the body. Even if it's super small, it doesn't matter if it's a big sensation or a little sensation, any sensation. So the information we have right now is a particular situation you can begin to forgive, how charged up it is with a number scale to give us a rating, and then where this possible situation is living in our current physical body. So let's do another breath pattern. Now we'll do a 4x6, where we'll inhale for 4 and hold at the top of the inhale. Exhale for 6 with another slight pause at the bottom of the exhale before we repeat that pattern. So to prepare, let's take a nice deep inhale in and exhaling completely. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Release the count and allow your own natural rhythmic breath to turn back on. And checking in back with that number scale, where does your mind say the number is at right now? And again, we're just noticing. We're not wanting it to do anything. We just notice. And like I've previously mentioned, we can't trick ourselves into forgiving. You can't trick yourselves with affirmations like, I forgive myself, or I forgive my partner, or my ex, or I forgive a friend, or a family member, or my boss, or this complete stranger. Because quietly in the background, your nervous system responds with, no, you don't. And not because anything is wrong with you, but because the words don't feel true yet. So today, I'd like to offer something a little gentler. So holding your situation just softly in your awareness. Notice how your body is feeling when your mind is thinking about this situation. And with your mind, you can even describe what you're noticing. I'm going to have you take a nice, deep inhale in and exhale completely. And repeating out loud or in your mind, I don't know how or when, but I will forgive. And we'll do this a couple more times. Gently holding your situation in your awareness and repeating, I don't know how or when, but I will forgive. Holding the situation in your mind. I don't know how or when, but I will forgive. I don't know how or when, but I will forgive. I don't know how or when, but I will forgive. Check in with your body. How does your body feel? Again, let's hold your situation in your awareness. And I'm going to make one last statement to your higher self. So let's take a nice, deep inhale in and exhaling completely. Higher self, show or tell me how I want to relate to the situation moving forward. Trusting the first answer that begins to develop. And we'll end our practice with a focused breath where we will inhale love and exhale forgiveness. So let's prepare by taking a nice deep inhale in and exhaling completely. Inhaling love exhaling forgiveness. Inhaling love. 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 And exhaling forgiveness. Releasing this focused breath. Checking in one last time with our number scale. Coming back into your physical body, perhaps by making small movements. Circles with the wrist or the ankle. Moving the hips or the legs side to side. Or your head side to side. Perhaps stretching the body. Arms overhead or out to the side. And as always, thank you so much, friend, for showing up today. I love you so much. And I hope this practice is one that begins to open this possibility for forgiveness to appear and for love to be ever present. So have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I always look forward to seeing you the next time. Big hugs, lots of love. See you soon.